How you doing? My name is Anthony Andrina, and this is my country presentation, Made in China. So China is one of the four ancient civilizations that can be traced back over the last 4,000 years. China has 56 ethnic groups and a great language diversity. Historians agree that kites were invented in China along with other inventions such as fireworks and gunpowder. Let's not forget about the revered martial artist who founded Jeet Kune Do, the Chinese-American actor and filmmaker of movies like Fist of Fury and Enter the Dragon. I give you the legend, Bruce Lee. So looking at geographic locations, China is neighbored by 14 countries along the 22,000-kilometer border. Looking at the top of China and going clockwise along the border, you see we got the list from top to bottom. We have Russia, Mongolia, North Korea, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, India, Bhutan, Nepal, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan. Chinese cuisine here in the United States has been Americanized based on our cultural influences. On the other hand, looking into the country of China, it's a whole different ballgame. So the ingredients to Chinese cuisine are similar to here in the United States, but the Chinese use different shades of soy sauce, vinegars like Xinjiang for fermented flavoring, and rice vinegar for sweeter dishes, rice wine such as Shaoxing wine for making sauces, peanut oil for sauteing, your standard cornstarch, oyster sauces to add that umami and sweetness, hoisin sauce, which is pretty popular in the Cantonese cuisines like char siu pork, sesame seed oil, essential fresh aromatics such as ginger, green onion, and garlic. Of course, we can't forget the unusual street delicacies. In the picture here, there's an assortment of Chinese crepes, dumplings, rice balls, buns, and kebabs. So looking at the language and dialects, the official language in China is Mandarin, which is the universal dialect taught and used throughout the north, central, and southwestern provinces. So the next language in line is actually Cantonese, which is one of the many minority dialects that is local to the southeast corner of China. The dialects are also broken down into traditional and simplified dialects. So Mandarin and Cantonese dialects have evolved over the countries or over the centuries, which is the reason for the hundreds of dialects throughout the country. On top of the dialects, there are the traditional and simplified dialects. Now, for instance, if you look at the picture, the simplified Mandarin has become the official script in mainland China, as it requires less characters and strokes, which you see versus the writing of the traditional Chinese or Mandarin. Moving on to religion, we have our three main religions or philosophies, which are Taoism, Confucianism, and Buddhism. So Taoism is an ancient Chinese way of life that goes back to the 4th century BC. This philosophy and religion primarily is in the rural areas of China. Looking at the picture, we have the yin-yang thought, which expresses balance between light and dark. It is believed that the universe came into existence because of interactions between two opposing forces of yin and yang, and only when both exist. Furthermore, without yang, nothing comes into existence, and without yin, nothing can pass out of existence. So Confucianism, for more than 2 millennia, people have followed the way of Confucius. Confucius was a Chinese philosopher of the spring and autumn period. He was considered to be the vessel for revitalization of an unnamed religion of the Zhou dynasty, in order to transcend the traditional Chinese ideals and accepted behavior among societies. Looking at Buddhism, so Buddhism started with Hindu Buddhism, which was founded in India by, I'm pretty sure I'm going to butcher the name, Siddhartha Gautama, which is also known as Buddha, more than 2,500 years ago, which is your depicted skinny, modified or mortified type body. The Chinese see Buddha as a fat and healthy god. So Chinese Buddhism is actually a combination of praying to the gods of Taoism and Buddhism to pay homage and to find enlightenment. So further into my research of Chinese culture, I came across the book titled The Art of War, which was written by the military strategist Sun Tzu during the Shao dynasty 2,500 years ago. He was actually a Taoist whom understood how to use the contours of the terrain, how to use the weather, and utilize enemy morale to his advantage. So now if we fast forward in the time, the book was actually the bestseller in 2001. And it is still considered the best written book on the approach of warfare. And of course, it continues to be referenced by modern day leaders, coaches, and professors in classes. In conclusion, we find that China is an ancient civilization that is rich and diverse with 56 ethnic groups and a large language diversity. Historically, Chinese culture has globalized the world through food, religion, and clever inventions. I want to thank you for watching my presentation, and as you continue on with your educational goals, please embrace Bruce Lee's philosophy, be like water.
This is what it is, okay? I said empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.